Welcome to this one, friends. In this one, we're going to learn how to use like, so to pick out certain records that have certain properties. And I'm going to use AdventureWorks as you see here. So make sure you are using that database to follow along an example. Let me put a comment down here. So using like to pick out certain records. Let's take a look at an example. First, to motivate this a little more, let's look inside the person table again. So I'm going to say select star from person.schema.person.table. I'll give this a run here and take a look at the first name. That's one example of a column right here. So sometimes it might be useful to be able to pick out, for example, everybody that ends in a certain sequence of characters. For example, all the names that end in SAR, and then they're preceded by anything, any combination of letters. So how might we go about that? Take a look. I will say this. I will say where. And again, to be sure that everything is consistent, make sure that you, when you're working with text, convert everything to a consistent case. So here I will say where lower or upper, it doesn't matter, but lower is easier to type. And then first name. So you put in the name of the field again, like, and then you specify the condition to be applied to each record as you check it. So in our particular case, as the first example, I'm going to put a single quote, and I'm going to type this symbol here. And that means that you're going to search for the following. You have this symbol here, and after I'm going to type SAR, and then close this with a single quote. So what this is saying in simple English is the following. Find the records where the first name ends in SAR, and the characters before SAR can be anything. That's what this is saying. So that means anything, and SAR means however the last three characters must be these specific characters. So let's take a look at what I mean here. So give this a go. And it looks like this. So go through the names and confirm that it's working the way we think. So we have some Caesars and we have a Vassar. So if you look at this name carefully, it ends in SAR, and before it we have VAS. And then we have the next one, Caesar, it ends in SAR, and before it we have CE. So what this is confirming for us is that they both end in SAR, but before the SAR you can have any sequence of characters. That's what this percent symbol indicates. So that's one example. I'm going to move that aside and comment that out. So the comment here is anything before the specific last three letters SAR. Anything before SAR, like that. And the end must be such as shown here, SAR exactly. Let's take a look at another example here. So this time I'm going to say SAR, but this time I'm going to put, for example, the percent symbol there. And maybe what I want you to do is pause the video, and even before I talk about it, what do you think? Think about the way the previous example worked. How do you think this one would work? Okay, I hope you've been able to say something. So because SAR comes first, we are looking for the following. Any first name that begins in SAR has those three specific letters, but then after those letters, anything can come. So let's take a look at what I mean here. Give that an execution. And let's take a look. So we've got some Sarahs here. You see, and they all begin in SAR, but they're also spelled different ways. You have Sarah with just an A, you have Sarah with an H, you have Saria, you have a lot of different Sarahs, well, naturally enough, right? So the point is we're picking out names that begin in SAR, but then after those three letters, you can have pretty much anything. And perhaps it might be useful here to do it this way. I'm going to say select first name. I'm going to group by it also. That'll help us to see things more clearly. So group by first name. All right, hit execute. And now you can see the three kinds. Sarah, Sarah with an H, and Saria. and each one begins with SAR, ends in whatever after that. All right, so you put that down as a comment over here. That's the next comment, comment number 3. So this is the following. Begin with SAR and end with anything pretty much. All right, let's take a look at the next stage here. Next, I'm going to do this one. I'm going to put a percent symbol, PE, and then another percent symbol, and another single quote. Let's take a look at the action of this. Although maybe you can guess it at this point. This, remember, stands for anything. That stands for anything. What this is saying in simple English is locate the names that have a PE somewhere in the name. Before the PE, you can have anything. That's what this indicates. And after the PE in the name, you can have anything. So let's give it a go here. All right, okay, take a look here. Inside the first name, we have Juha-Pekka, so that's got a PE over here. Pearly has a PE, Pedro has a PE, Peggy, Pei, Peng. And notice that obviously in Juha-Pekka, the PE comes somewhere in the middle. So it can be located anywhere. And then notice in Spencer again, the PE comes after the S. It could be anywhere. Okay, so that's that. Let me add that as another comment here. You just basically highlight, left press, and you can drag a bit of text around. You see, while left pressing on your mouse, you can drop it somewhere. So in simple English, what this is saying, remember, is search for PE inside the first name. And it can be located at the beginning, at the end, in the middle, anywhere. All right, let's take a look at another example here. Again, single quote. And this time I'm going to put a space. And then I'm going to type A. And then after that, I'm going to combine that symbol and close this with a single quote. Now, what is this saying? This is saying the following, that you've got some first character. That's what the underscore means. But the second letter is A. And then after the A, you can have any sequence of characters. So one more time. You've got a character, one character, not 5 or 10. Then you've got a single A after that. So the second letter must be an A. But then after the A, you can have any sequence of characters. That's what the percent symbol indicates. All right, let's take a look. I got to make sure this works as I'm telling you. Give it an execution. Okay, let's take a look. And notice this one took substantially longer, correct? So let's see what I've just said is true. We have Aaron. So the first letter is a capital A. After that, you have little a. And then after that, you have R-O-N. Take a look at another one here, Barry. So the first letter is B this time. The second letter is an A. And after the A, you have a sequence of characters. Let's scroll through these a little more. Haley. So the first letter is an H this time. The second letter is still an A, as it must be according to what we've written. But after the A, you have a sequence of characters of any kind. When you look through these, you observe that. For all of them. See that? So you have this name Vadim, and the first letter is a V. It's followed by an A exactly, and then after that you have D-I-M, any sequence of characters. And all the way down. You see that if you look through those carefully? Yao, Yan, Yale, Zachary, and Zainal. I'm going to put this down, and I have a small assignment for you this time. I want you to pause the video and find the following. Find the names that have 2 characters before the A and nothing after the A. So one more time. Find the names that have 2 characters, exactly 2 characters before the A and nothing after the A. Give that a shot. All right, so I hope you've given it a shot. Remember, so what we want is the following. single quote, and because we want 2 characters followed by an A and nothing after the A, you would type space, space, and then A, and then no symbol after the A except the single quote to close. Like that. See? Let's take a look. Execute. And let's see whether what I've said is true or not. Take a look. You've got Anna. So you've got 2 characters before the A and nothing after it. You've got Ava. 2 characters before the A, nothing after it. And Maya. 2 characters before the A, but nothing after the A. Alright, friends, that is it. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one.